Welcome to Shorty Supercoach and welcome to Short of a Length. I've got Jeff here sinking some alcohol. How are you, Dad?
It's just a Coke, mate. I don't know what you're on about. No, it's good. Good to have a drink on a Thursday.
What would you say the percentages are, if you're being honest with yourself?
Of how much I drink?
No, in that specific glass, because it's a big glass.
Oh, just a small little thing.
Yeah.
Just a win.
I reckon the Aussies would have had a few beverages after the other night. Obviously, that was a good result. So we'll start with that first. I think we stuck by them fairly well. I think fairly well. I know, as I read out last week, our text that we exchanged after Stokes' effort wasn't positive, but I think once we come to terms with it, we were fairly confident that we were still a better side than them, and we smashed them really, which was great.
Yeah.
You know, it took a little while to get them out, but again, we were never really looking like losing. So that
I
was
think
great.
if we'd done the podcast maybe a few days earlier, it might not have been quite as positive, but as I said to you, that we had to show something. We really had to dig deep, and if we could turn it around, then that win, as good as it was, and yes, it'll go down history, but nowhere near to the extent that some of the other losses that we've had that have led to series losses and that, because in the end, it really doesn't count for anything. So
Yeah.
providing, of course, we still need to win the series. I think that's important too.
Yeah, we'll definitely delve into that. But I think it was, you know, Tim Payne's been smacked around a bit about, you know, not performing with the bat, which is fair enough. I think that was fair, and I think I said the other week, if he wasn't captain, he'd probably get dropped, which I think was a fair call. But all the talk is that he really gathered the group around, you know, refocused. Him and the other leaders like War and Langer has been great, obviously.
Yeah.
So, and he made a handy half century, you know, he's kept really well, like that inside edge that he took off Stokes. You know, they're not easy catches. I know there was one poor effort that he had, I think, where it just went between him and
The two.
Warner, was it? Or,
He does have a habit of not seeming to go for those, but no, you're right. And I mean, he was brought in more than anything to just be that solid citizen, the captain, total new sort of, you know, we've virtually just wiped the board, start again. And that was what he was brought in to do, because on pure figures and what have you, I mean, it's doubtful that he would have got another go. I mean, you know, most people would probably have Carey. You could argue whether Payne's a better keeper. He probably slightly is at this stage. But I think it's just what Australia needed, wasn't it? It was what we had to have at that stage.
He was the man for the moment. I mean, he's, like you said, the numbers probably didn't add, but he's picked for his character, which is what was brought into serious question, and fair enough. But I just think, I mean, I got the paper here and I was reading it at lunch today, and I know we've had such a good series, but they just had the little graphic of the tests. And first test, Australia by 251. Second test was a draw, which I think from memory the Poms were probably on top, but where they got Third test, obviously we know that, the 1 wicket win to England. Then fourth test, Australia by 185. So from where we come from with such a terrible day in South Africa, turmoil, darkest day in sport, you know, carnage, how these players are going to come back as a group, everything, to then regain or retain the Ashes, but to do it on English soil and fairly comfortably. You know, we've seen some amazing teams struggle against England, and it's probably a weaker English side, it's fair to say. But I just think this series, you know, we talk about 2005, and I think we'll talk about 2019 for a long time too. So, as you said, I think it's important that we win the series. And we can probably jump in a bit of selection stuff. I don't know if we've picked a team to win the series. I think we've picked a side that's sort of a pat on the back. We've retained them. That's great. We still want to win. fantastic. Let's hope we can win this. That's all the talk. Yeah, we want to still win the series. But I think the selection suggests we're looking at the summer already, and I can't blame them. But I mean, what are your thoughts? So obviously, Head, I think a little bit stiff.
Yeah.
Mitch Marsh comes in, which caused absolute outrage on SEN this morning.
Yeah.
It seems as if Cummins will be rested, and you said probably Siddle would therefore.
Yeah,
make
it looks
his way
like
to the lineup.
Siddle's been named. I must admit, I thought Patterson would get a gig, but I mean, I guess Siddle had done well too when he'd been given the chance. So yeah, it'll be a big thing resting Cummins, because as that's alluding to sort of what you said.
Oh, Jess.
Jess,
how you going?
once again, we've got a visitor.
We're on the podcast here, Jess.
Hello.
Thoughts?
You got any cricket knowledge for us?
Think it'll be 3-1, sweetie?
I reckon.
Yeah.
The way we're going.
Jess has actually
Yeah.
been watching
Yeah,
the
she
cricket
has.
fairly closely.
Certainly given us more than Nan and Mum have in the past, so that's good. Good stuff.
Anyway, we'll carry on.
Yeah, no, I agree with you that if they rest Cummins, and it sounds like they're definitely playing Warner, you've got to look at both of those and go, I don't know if that's exactly what you're going to do if you really want to win the test.
I agree.
I mean, I'm all for credits to guys who've got a proven record in that. To me, they get a longer chance to put the numbers on the board than someone that's new to it and what have you. But Warner's had 4 tests, 8 innings, 7 he's gone
Yeah.
shockingly.
Yeah.
And it's also, you've got to weigh up too how he's going out and that. And at this stage, he's Broad's bunny.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And I don't think he's got any answers either at the moment to stopping him. I read somewhere where Smith had been helping him, and Langer and a few others, saying what he needed to look at doing and what have you. Well, that obviously has not worked. And Cummins, yeah, they've had a fair workload, but I mean, Cummins seems to be thriving on it now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting, because they'll want to win it, or at least draw it, because if it comes back to 2-2, we've retained the Ashes, that's great, but again, it's,
Yeah.
you go, okay, it was an even series. And
And 2-2's not a fair representation. I mean, look, England might come out and play a really good test, and they might have a case. We played 2 great tests in a way, but we've been the better side here, and I think we deserve to come away minimum advantage in some terms. Whether this is a draw, weather looks good, so probably unlikely given the ball's been on top of the bat. But I think we should be 3-1, and this would not be the side we play if the series was on the line. I think that's a fact. I can see why they would rest Cummins. I mean, with his history, but as you say, he's been looking amazing. I bet he wishes he was out there for the last ball.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether that's him taking a wicket or just someone bringing up the winning runs, or however it pans out, you want to be right there. But look, I think Head may be getting a bit of tough love. I'm not sure, and I can see why they're bringing in Marsh. They've obviously. I don't agree with it. I can see why they're doing it. They've obviously, the Oval's a great place for batting. They want to spread the workload. They don't want any bowlers. They've got this series done. They've got what they need to do. Let's not overwork any of our bowlers and get a long-term injury. I don't think he'd be playing if we had to win, and he will go out in single digits. He cannot handle the moving ball. So sorry about my lukewarm start, but there you go. There's some firmness. He sucks, Jeff.
I just think they've got photos. Both the boys have got photos. His dad had photos. They've all got photos.
Yeah.
I don't know what the photos are of,
Yeah,
but
wow.
they're obviously good quality.
Yeah.
Because it is just unbelievable how him and Sean, I mean, how many times have they got back in? It's just unreal. And I mean, what's Nisa done wrong there?
Yeah.
If you're worried about the workload and that, all right, they're saying, as an extra batsman and that, but
Yes, just groceries falling down. A capsicum's nearly on the ground. Good studio, though.
Yeah, very professional. yeah, I mean, Head's not going that bad to say he's got to go.
No.
So why not just bring in Nisa for Cummins? Or Pat, I don't understand because they've been mixing it up anyway. Patterson's had, what, 2 tests? Siddle, 2
Yeah.
tests. So
Yeah.
what's the strain on the bowlers? If they rest Cummins, okay, just play the guys that haven't been playing. Stark's played 1 test. I mean, to me, I don't know. I mean, Head has looked, yeah, he's interesting. I mean, I saw something about if you take it just on the last 12, 13 tests since South Africa, he's actually made the most runs and is still averaging 40 odd.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He does look a little bit, you wouldn't say solid.
Yeah.
He does look like he could get out, and I'm not quite sure of his shot selection and the way he plays sometimes. But, you know, if you're just going to go on figures, well, he's way in front of Warner. Yeah, I don't know how Mitch Marsh keeps coming in. Yeah, his form's been good in all these other things and that, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, how many chances you give someone, I don't know. I don't agree with that move
It's
at all.
strange, isn't it? Because as you say, I mean, you would think, why not just make a straight swap? They obviously wanted to, talking about, Trav's just been, it's more of a managing thing rather than dropping. Well, as you said, if they wanted to just keep it simple, Cummins out, bowler in,
Yeah.
and keep the same. But yeah, I mean, it's a good point you raised with Nisa or Nessa, whatever his name is. Have a look at him. If you're planning for the summer a little bit and you've retained it, great. Have a look at a bloke you haven't seen and you brought him over purely because
Done
you
nothing
felt
wrong either. All the chances he's had. Was Mitch Marsh in the original squad? Or did he come in for his brother when he broke
I'm
his
not
arm?
sure. That's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should know, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm not even sure if he was in the original squad. So it sort of annoys me when blokes come in from nowhere
Yeah.
and go past other guys
Yeah.
that have done absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the ball's doing anything, he will edge to the slips cord and get bowled or caught in front of the wicket. He just doesn't handle that sort of bowling. He's too firm with the way he plays the ball.
Yeah.
Everything's a bit like sort of Shane Watson. We used to kind of complain about everything. Look, technically, but he plays too. There's not much finesse about Mitch Marsh, and I don't see it being successful at all in England. But the one I'm more passionate about is Dave Warner, and you sort of mentioned it before. How the hell is he keeping his spot?
Yeah.
I mean, Langer during the week was saying, "Oh, he's been great in the nets. He's great around the team." I don't give a stuff how good he is around the team.
He was great around the team in South Africa.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Cam, have a look at this. Drop down to Bunnings. But I'm sorry, he's like, he's got the runs on the board. He's made 20-something centuries at Test level. Rah. Great, but at the moment, that means nothing when the tall blonde bloke gets the pill in his hand at the other end because Warner has no answer. Talk about surviving him, he can barely last an over.
Well, look, all right, Bancroft got just 2 tests. I'm not going to argue with that. He hasn't proven himself. Harris has now had 2, and he was a bit unlucky not to be included to start with. Khawaja, what did he get, the 3 tests or something?
Yeah.
All right, Warner's got that little bit extra. I haven't got a problem with that because he's got a great record. Having said that, he's got a great record at home.
Yeah.
Hasn't got a great record anywhere else from what I can remember.
Hasn't got a ton in England.
No, so, and hitting it well on the nets and that, wow. I don't think Broad's bowling to them in the nets. So 4 tests, and I mean, he really looked like a bloody rabbit in the spotlights, I thought, didn't he? 3 ducks in a row. And I mean, you give anyone a long enough chance, he'll come good eventually if you keep playing him.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually the guy's going to get some runs, but that's just a crazy approach. So, I'm not big on that. And even going back to Marsh and that too with the bowling, I mean, has the bowlers been overloaded?
Yeah.
I would say no.
Yeah.
I mean, Stark's first test, and he didn't bowl a ton of overs in that test. I don't think, and Cummins is the only one that's played all of them, but I don't think any of them have been what I'd say overloaded, because England haven't made huge scores to say,
The only strain has been when Stokes, that was when we sort of looked a little tired and probably frustrated, really.
Yeah, I think it was probably more frustration. And then you've got Lyman's always going to bowl a stack of overs, and you can go to Labuschagne and Head for a few overs. I'm a little dubious on what they've done there, but...
And it's not a disaster to drop him. This is what I don't understand.
No.
Drop him because this bloke has your measure. All right, sorry, Dave. Keep going on the nets, mate, but this guy's got you.
Yeah.
We'll see your first test against, Pakistan. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
Back where you're more comfortable. That's why you have options. And one thing I liked about Mitch Marsh, when I think someone brought up, he's a right-hander. So are we, Dad.
We're warming up.
And one of the texts was, he's a balanced all-rounder, equally bad with the ball, which I did enjoy, and fair enough too. But it'll be interesting. I mean, I think it is nice to sit back and watch the last test of the Ashes in England, knowing they're coming home with you. But it certainly would be nice to just say, no, we beat you on home soil. You threw your best at us, and at least it only took England 4 tests to realise that Roy can't bat at test level. So at least they were onto that.
I thought he was going to... I read somewhere a few days back that they weren't changing the team, and I thought, you were kidding me. And then
I nearly drove off the road when I saw that.
I'm thinking, really?
Well, they're one down already. I'm
thinking, you beauty. Let him play.
Move him anywhere you want. The bloke can't handle the red ball.
Not a test cricketer, certainly at this stage. But I think this test is still really important. I mean, I think if it was 2-2, we'd just be a bit disappointed. England could probably argue that drawn test that they were stiff. Rain certainly didn't help them. Certainly we can argue that the miracle win they had, we should have won. So in a way, this test is almost the real decider in a way. So
I reckon.
Yes, it'll be good to see.
Yeah, and it'd be good for Steve Smith, often referred to best since Bradman. Well, he's got a chance to take a great effort, but it's sort of just take what he's been doing to beat that record. What is it in a test series? The most runs. Bradman's about 930, 950 something.
Yeah, back in.
I think Smith needs somewhere in the 290s. I think so. He might have that by dinner tonight,
which is amazing because he's missed a test as well.
Yeah. And I made a large call the other day that he needs to be even more so in the Bradman discussion. And you gave me some fairly handy stats as to why that's a little ridiculous. But, we already do talk about it, but it's so good to watch him at the moment because we'll look back and say he is the best cricketer of the modern day.
Yeah, I've got no doubt that he's got to be the best since Bradman. I think...
In anyone, like in the world? Because I think so.
Right, yeah. I don't know if I've actually thought about the world. I mean...
Because you got like Tendulkar and that. And I think by the time his career's done, I think he will be.
Yeah. I don't think you can ever make the full judgment till a guy's career's over, because things can go pear-shaped very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been a huge fan, as you know, of Greg Chappell, and I still rate him in front of Ponting.
Yeah.
They're the two, probably. And probably just under them are guys like Steve Waugh and Border and guys like that. But if you're just going on pure stats, and cricket's a very stats-driven game, I mean, at this stage he's about 11 or 12 in front of Chappell and Ponting. I mean, that's huge. And then since I've been watching, I would say from the rest of the world, I would have to put in Viv Richards, Lara and Tendulkar. Kohli's probably coming into that too. I don't think I think of anyone else that I'd sort of put up there.
I'm trying to think.
South Africa have had a few, but they've sort of fallen away at different times too. No, I think about that. I mean, Viv Richards, his average ended up only being 50, but it was the way he played. I don't think I've ever seen a batsman with so much swagger. He's definitely the only batsman I've seen come to a crease that makes the bowlers nervous.
Yeah.
He never looked worried or nervous or anything. I mean, most batsmen, no matter how good they were always, from 0 to 10.
Yeah.
A little jittery. And he was not like that at all. He was amazing. But yeah, if Smithy finishes with an average of 65, and when you consider that his average I'm not sure what his average was in his first 15 tests, but it would have been quite low.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? He was brought in as a... I mean, it really, when you think about that, isn't it? That's hilarious.
The trivia question will be, the leggy you batted at 7, and at one point I remember going, he's only in the side because he can feel.
Yeah.
And people didn't rate him.
A lot of people were saying that he's just a great fieldsman and that's about it. And nothing showed in his batting at that early stage that he'd even be a test batsman, never mind a guy that is just absolutely phenomenal. And I mean, he's getting worse and worse, isn't he, as far as all his stuff. Apparently he's even getting a mention in America now. He's attracting American sports things and that. And
bizarre, some of his
one guy's quote was that he's fidgeting like a murderer or something in America, and he definitely is getting worse.
Oh yeah, he's bizarre. He's a strange character. Like just even when he leaves and sort of flings the bat from right shoulder to left like a sword or something.
I don't remember him doing all that stuff early on. He was always the fidget with the box, the pads, the bat, everything like that. But
the be in between balls. Now it's after the delivery.
Yeah.
There's some sort of trigger reaction to shot played reaction rather than like switch off, do this, refocus back into it. There's a real response to what just happened. It's weird.
No, it is. And I noticed that even Labuschagne's sort of starting to follow a few of those things too.
Well, he's great, isn't he? Yeah.
I'm going to throw a bit of controversy. I've already said this to you, but I'm going to throw a bit of controversy in. There was something about his second innings that, I don't know, it just didn't...
Smith or... Yeah.
It didn't rub me up the wrong way, but there's something about it I just didn't like. He was batting in T20 mode and all that, and some of the shots he was trying and that, which is ridiculous, but you can argue he can pull them off because his eye is just so good. But I must admit, watching it, where he was falling over, and Archer actually bowled quite well to him as far as almost waiting to see where he thought he was going. And there was just a patch there where it was almost audible that he was falling over and going from one side to the other, and there was something about me, the old Lord's man of Test cricket or something, I don't know, but I just didn't like it that much.
It's too far from the technique that cricket is regarded.
Still didn't put him down in my eyes as far as how good he is. I just didn't love the way that unfolded.
Just didn't sit well with it.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see it live and that. No. I heard about it in the odd highlight, but apparently it was quite bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing tennis shots and all sorts of things, and I'm fine. I've progressed with the one-day cricket and even probably more T20 than you are.
Yeah.
But that's sort of how I don't know, it just didn't quite look right to me. But having said that, I mean, he is just amazing how he can virtually hit the ball from just about any position, anywhere. Run across the stumps, play right across his body. It doesn't seem to matter. He can.
Yeah.
His eye is obviously just fantastic. So he's been brilliant. Really has.
Yeah, and so have you today. So thanks for joining me.
Thanks, mate. No, that was quick.
Flew by. But
I guess we've got to cut the minutes down and see if the ratings will go up.
I look forward to watching a bit of Test cricket over the next few days. I think by the time I get this one uploaded, the first ball will have been bowled or
Yeah,
just
for you-
about.
for
So
you people at home,
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt to tell your friends and
they,
family and get on a roll. Quality stuff.
we'll be back soon.
All right, see you, mate.